Okay, welcome back into Illogical. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I've been so pumped since yesterday. I don't know about you guys, and like I can assume the same, but like yesterday, I feel like it was just such a beautiful conversation and just so expansive all around. Like it's just so exciting to know. First, we're not alone. We're like, oh my gosh, what a breath of freaking fresh air, right? So I've been hearing from you guys, and like I am assuming over here that you've been feeling the same. Like it's just such a expansive feeling. Okay, so I want to know those of you that are on live with me today, how are you feeling? How are you feeling after yesterday? How did you feel after the conversation? What did you notice? Okay, and there's no right or wrong answer here. Okay, uplifted, that's awesome. There's no right or wrong answer here. We felt uplifted. I felt energized, like excited, just like expanded. Okay, that's awesome. Did you notice any shifts? So shifts in your thinking. Remember, part of the call to action yesterday was to like just be more aware as you go into your day and challenge your thoughts, challenge your perceptions, challenge your beliefs. So if you notice your mind doing something or telling you to do something, like noticing, did you notice any shifts? Did you notice any more information? Did you notice, you know, okay, Rose's even mood, like an even more even mood? That's awesome. That's so good. I call this like emotionally responsible. This is what we do when we take back our powers. We stop living. What word did I use yesterday? Like we stop living in reaction mode, right? I was in the flow. Yes. Amazing. So good. I love that. Just got stuff done. So good. Okay, amazing. So yesterday we spoke about the how, which we now know doesn't actually exist. The how is actually decision making. We also talked about delusion and how conforming to the system is the actual delusion. That is the real delusion here. And so if you were here with us on the replay and you didn't catch part one, and I would highly suggest you go catch part one first. Okay, so stop this, pause this, and go catch part one first because it'll make more sense. Today's conversation will not be complete without yesterday's conversation. Okay, so who is ready? And again, turn up the dial in the chat, Rose. This is awesome. Who's ready to learn the real how and talk more about the who? Okay, this is the actual thing that will change everything. Okay, it will make our life easier. It'll completely eliminate the overwhelm. It's going to take away the struggle. It's going to take away the boredom. And that is through discovering who and declaring who I am here to be and accepting and realizing, you know, I am delusional. I am illogical. I am messy. I am. And then who is it that has the results that I want? And how does she move? Because everything comes down to who you believe you are. Think about that for a second, because our reality, our world is perceived in our own unique way, right? Like we are the creators of our own reality, yes, but it's through this perception. And the perception is something that we created and we have gathered through our lifetime, like we talked about. So everything we've been through, the beliefs that have been passed on to us, the experiences we've been through, like the hardships, the struggle, the relationships, like everything we've been through has created our perception, AKA the way we see the world. Okay. And the way that the world sees us and who we believe we are. If we were told as a child, shut up, be quiet, don't say that. That doesn't make any sense. What are you even talking about? Have you been told something like this? Because I have, right? Be quiet. It doesn't matter. Ants are not going to take over the world. Okay, Okay. I was that kid, and I know that you were too to some degree. And so we have then, since then, adopted this this identity of somebody who needs to be quiet, who needs to fit in, right? The identity of someone who lives in lack because it's selfish to want more, because it's hard work making a lot of money. Millionaires are assholes, right? Is this resonating for you? Like, we are living up to the standards of someone else. And we have been for way too long, for a really long time. Okay, so it comes down to, who do I believe I am? And this is deep work. This is not superficial in any way. Who do I believe I am? How much do I trust myself? And then my ability to turn the dial up. To turn the dial up. Okay, this is huge. This is the who. This is the who. Okay, so many of you yesterday mentioned that you're just starting your business, or you're trying to find your exchange, like we talked about, or maybe you've already started and you have been consciously or unconsciously, mostly unconsciously, driving the same fucking road again and again, there and back, there and back, there and back. Okay, just like we spoke about yesterday. So here's what I see. And I don't want to assume that anyone here has been in this cycle, but I kind of can assume, okay? Because I was there too. Here's the cycle that I see. You start the thing, you go all in. Something happens. Internally, something happens, maybe a doubt, insecurity, fear, or externally, someone says something. Somebody reacts and you flinch. You flinch, you question, and you freak out to any degree. And then you tell yourself a story. Oh, who am I anyway? She was right. Oh, this is so hard. Why is this so hard? Who am I to think I need that? I'm good with just enough. Right? The more I have, the less I need. Like, that's a story. And what we're basically doing is digging ourselves a freaking hole. Interesting. Does this sound familiar? Have you done this to some degree before? Chances are it's a yes. Okay, another analogy is the car again, right? You get in the car, you aren't sure where you're going. You don't really know where you're going. AKA, you have not made a decision. So you get in the car, you haven't made the decision where you're going. You don't have support, AKA, you don't have a map. And then you're driving along and you come to a fork in the road, like crossroads, an opportunity to make a decision, and you flinch again and you freak out. And because you don't know which way to go and you don't trust yourself enough, or you can't make a decision, you turn around and you do this again and again and again and again. I get it. It is frustrating. Have you ever done this to any degree at any point in your life? And I can assume most of you, it has been recent, that this is where you've been existing right now. Okay. It's frustrating. It's boring. It's overwhelming. And we're like, what in the world am I missing? What am I missing? I must not know enough. This is the internal dialogue, right? I must be doing something wrong. I don't know what to do. I give up. I'll just hire a coach to teach me strategy. That's what I need. I need strategy. I need some methodology to my madness. I need some linear something or another to keep me in line. Okay. This is what most people do. I'll hire a coach. That's the answer. I'll just hire a strategy coach because I'm so messy. That must be what's wrong with me. Hey, Kelty, that must be what I am missing. That must be why I'm not getting to where I want to be. Okay. This is sounding familiar. Then you get into the coaching and you feel even more confused because you're trying to learn a linear masculine concept that you can't wrap your head around. And when you try, you feel even more overwhelmed. You feel annoyed and seriously very limited. Your creativity is like next to nothing. You feel squashed in a box. Have you felt this before? Okay, just to kind of catch you up there, Kelsey, um, we're talking about some cycles that I see, some cycles that we potentially, maybe some of us here watching on live or on the replay, have been existing in. Okay, and so we come to this realization, that we're like, okay, maybe something's actually, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's something wrong with me. Maybe like I'm missing a strategy. So then that's where I said, okay, let's hire a strategy coach. That's what I need because I'm so messy. I need like some method to my madness. I need some linear concepts here. That must be what's wrong with me. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah, it's so true, Rose. I'm sharing this with you in this way because this is my story. This is my story. This was me, right? This was me being like, oh my gosh, I am all over the place. I am wild and I just want to move and run and jump and scream from the rooftops and like do things in my own way. You look around and in today's world, there's very few people who are actually writing their own story. Okay. Who are actually doing things their own way. So many people today are just regurgitating what they learned and they don't even actually embody it. They don't even actually know it in their cells. They only know it in their brain. Okay. So this is my story. I get it. I hired that business coach. And what did I learned a shit ton in there. Yeah. Mostly I learned what I don't need. I learned what I am not. And I learned that I am infinitely creative and I'm a visionary woman who cannot be contained and who doesn't make sense. And so that's why we're all here. So that's why everything I teach is framework, suggestions, yes, but it starts and ends with your nervous system and your ability to hold new results as a creative visionary woman. Not how do we do a step by step done for you method of like figuring it out and reverse engineering. No. So we know it's not the how. It's not the how that we're stalling on. We know that. It's the who. Okay, because if it was the how, you would have figured that out by now, right? We'd all be billionaires. If it was the how, it's not. I hear this often. I'm like, okay, what do you believe is in between where you are right now and where you want to be? And they're like, me taking action, actually doing the thing. And I'm like, great. That's easy to say, but like, it's easy to tell for me to tell you, okay, go do the thing. But then what actually the deeper root here is the beliefs. Well, I don't know if I know enough. I don't know if I'm ready for this. I don't know if I can. What if somebody blah, 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 blah? Okay, that, and let me know if this is resonating, is between. That's the in between. So it's nothing to do with the how. It's actually everything to do with you, your beliefs, your identity. Oh my gosh. Like this is mind blowing concepts here that most people don't understand. You guys, get in the chat if this is resonating because I think more people need to know, especially visionary women who are trying to figure it out. They're trying to put one step in front of the other. They're trying to follow the strategies that make them want to go back to bed, right? Like that's the reality we're living in today. So you only get to choose where you're going from here. You are the only one that gets to choose. So, right here and now, all outside influence, all energetic strings that have been connecting you to old ideas and information, we're cutting the cords right now. Like we're letting go. And I want you to feel this, right? This is us taking back our power and letting go of those energetic cords, those connections, those hopes and expectations. So I remember the first time I realized that it sounds kind of crazy, but that I no longer had to ask my mom for permission. And surprisingly enough, even though I rarely listened to her anyway. Like she didn't really make rules per se. And if she did, I was like, yeah, mom, that's nice. But there was still part of me who looked to her for guidance. Okay. Even unconsciously, I was looking to her for guidance. And I think this is a very natural thing for us to do. But one day I realized and declared that I actually don't need to do that anymore. And it's not that I'm disrespecting her in any way or belittling her in any way. I just realized that I don't want to take advice from anyone who's not where I want to be. And so this energetic cord and like bag I was carrying was unconsciously bringing me down. Okay. And this changed my entire life. So I want you to sit with this for a second. I want you to ask yourself who you're waiting for permission from, if someone, or who are you trying to please? Who are you like energetically connected to right now? Okay, I want to read this comment. I feel a bit stuck in that because I feel like right now it's the how I'm trying to figure out. Like I hate tech, so how to do the market stuff. And I'm at the point where I'm willing to learn it for myself, which is something I said I'd never do, which feels expansive but scary. Amazing. That's awesome. Okay, it's that relationship. Like, I mean, I know this is a pretty basic answer, but the relationship with tech and um the assumption around it. And I mean, this, in my opinion, is there's something around being able to shift the um, perspective and see it as a gift. Because even though, yes, we hate technology, oh my gosh, you're in Canada right now. Rose is in BC too. Like I'm over here in Costa Rica and we get to hang out together and all the women on the replay from all around the world. I work with clients in all over Europe, Australia. Ah, oh, what a gift. What a gift. And the reality is this, Kelty, I know that you've been posting more on social media and I love it. I love it so much. Yes, it definitely has its place. But we're reaching people from all over the world. And there's like a conscious, like we get to lead that movement all around the world. So I would suggest reframing it. And instead of saying, I really don't like it, I would say, what a gift. And again, like we tend to skip ahead. We tend to skip ahead. Like I mentioned yesterday, we spend 4 weeks inside my scale, my business accelerator program, working on our nervous system. And then even week 5, like our we're not creating our program yet. We're not even talking about social media content. Like there's a lot to do. Oh my gosh, if you can hear that cat, sorry. Little side note, we have a feral, like a wild cat mama that had babies here. And we have one of her babies, but we had 3, but now she comes in during the day to come and feed the baby, but she's really, really afraid. So it's so funny because I have to like persuade her in, and the baby is so sweet. He's awesome. But anyway, she obviously wants in, but I have to like almost like set a trap for her to get in the house and feed her baby. Let the wait. Okay. Oh, amazing. So like I was saying, you're excited about the potential. That's amazing. Like we skip ahead. And it's the inner work that we get to do first. Cause even though you're like, oh, I'm afraid, like I don't like tech, is there, or maybe you've already sat with this, is there an underlying thing there? Or is it very much like a physical thing? I really just hate technology. And like, I get that if you're like, I hate technology, I get it a lot. Okay. Everything I teach is like, how can we show up as potently as we can, as totally like unapologetically as we can, as our wild, visionary self, change lives, and then log the fuck off social media. I do not spend time on social media. Okay. I do not spend more time than I need to in front of my computer. So the back end of everything, I know people who have built huge businesses with a Google Drive folder and a Stripe payment link. Hear me when I say you do not need sales pages. It is not like I just whipped together this sales page for what I'm going to share with you at the end of the conversation today. And literally, I was like, oh shit, it's like 15 minutes. I gotta go. Like, it was so fast. And is it spectacular? No. But you know what? That doesn't matter because you know what matters is my fucking vibe and like my ability to show up for you guys and show you what is actually going to be inside. And that's all that matters. Yeah, I get really confused. Okay, amazing. Love that, Kelty. And that's like so legit. Kelty had a brain injury. Okay, love that. But how about we just simplify it? How about we just go with a Google Doc, a Google Doc folder, and a Stripe payment link? And those are both free. And all you need to do is unleash you and your voice. All right. So, my intention here is to remind you something very simple but really profound is that we are the creators of our lives, no one else. And we get to simplify it. We get to turn up the dial. We get to be unapologetically us. Yes, Chat GPT has been a lifesaver. There's a time and place for it. There definitely is, although it doesn't have a vibe. And the vibe is the most important part. Okay, excuse me. So we're going to touch on be, do, have. I know you know this concept. But like I said yesterday, sometimes we hear it 15 times and then it finally clicks. And I see it all the time. Usually it happens in the middle of an event where someone's like, oh my God, I've seen that. I mean, I get it. I get it now. And this is the difference. It's the difference between understanding a thing intellectually and actually embodying the thing, like being the thing. Okay, so manifestation of the desire that we want, all of those beautiful experiences, the impact, right, happens when the gap is closed. Okay, so we get to, and the gap is is our identity. The gap is our identity. Like I am becoming more and more aware of this. It is very simple but so profound. The gap is our identity, our beliefs. Okay, so when the gap is closed, we can climb the ladder of belief. Maybe you've heard me talk about this before. Okay, this is the ladder. We start with needing, okay? I need money. I need clients. I need this to figure out. I need to know how. I need it, okay? What energy does needing hold? Needing feels kind of repulsive, right? If somebody is like, I need you, you can never leave me. We're like, oh God, run. Okay, needing is repulsive. We don't want to need. But sometimes we are in situations that we're like, I need it. And trust me, if anyone gets it, I get it. Needing sometimes is a thing, okay? But we don't attract what we want. It's coming from lack. We attract what we need to grow into the version of us who has. So needing into wanting. We want to shift out of needing energy. No lack. There is no lack. And this comes from understanding our true potential as creative, infinite creative human beings, visionary women. Because then we can see actually there is no lack. And this is why I love the abundance challenge as well. The second week of tapping is like opening up to seeing abundance everywhere. We actually, like, nothing changed except our perception. And we're starting to look around. Oh my gosh, this was here the whole time. How did I not see this beautiful flower bush with all of this, like, da 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 da, you know? Is we're shifting our awareness. And then we move in from needing into wanting. Okay, I love this. I'm so grateful, but there's more. And I want more. Okay, wanting is a fiery energy. It is good. It is like expansive. It's motivating. I want more and I crave more. And actually, I'm worthy of more. And that more is available to me. I see proof of it everywhere I go. I know that. I want that. And when I see other people with it, that's for me. I want that. But then we move. Yes, exactly. It's born from gratitude to create the shift. We move from that wanting into knowing. Oh my gosh, that person created that. That's for me. That is possible for me. This is why I love to spend time around money. Like I intentionally love to go places where there is a lot of money being circulated. Okay, Andy and I, my partner, went for a drive the other day to this beach nearby, to this marina where all these, like, oh my gosh, like gorgeous boats are parked. And we're just sitting there having a coffee, like, oh my gosh, to own a giant boat like that? You know, like how would that feel? And of course, as I'm saying this, I want you to listen to your internal dialogue, right? Because we are here to shift this. If our internal dialogue is like, why do you need a boat? Or like, you know, I could think of like 10,000 other things to spend $1 million on. Okay. That is information. And that is what is potentially limiting you. And in fact, I'm going to take potentially away. It is absolutely limiting you. Okay. But we go from wanting into knowing, like we said, I know is possible for me. You're in spaces like this, you see what's possible. I know what's possible. I get it. But then it goes from knowing into being. Yes, I want to address this, Rose. Being. Being. Okay. So the be do have. I've spent a lot of time around a lot of women in the online space building businesses. It's been almost a decade, can you believe it, in multiple industries. Okay. So the fake it till you make it piece, that's what the comment was. Just trying it on. It's actually more than just that. Okay. And here's why. If I was, for example, what example can I give you? I'll use the pelvic floor example because why not? Okay. I have three little children and had three natural births, and I recognized my pelvic floor was weak. And so I went to the pelvic floor doctor. And up until that time, I had been someone who's, you know, healthy, strong, like pretty fit, like nothing too bad, you know. And I, up until then, was trying to do exercises for the pelvic floor, trying to strengthen it, trying to do these things. It's kind of a weird example, actually, but whatever. We're going with it. And then I went to a pelvic floor specialist, and she told me this is exactly what's going on, and this is exactly what she would suggest I do. In that moment, I went from someone that tries to, you know, move her body. I would walk and like move my body all the time. I'm like somebody who just doesn't sit still, right? But in that moment, I became a woman who consciously moves her body, like intentionally works out and strengthens her pelvic floor. Okay, so I had this driving force behind it that triggered an identity shift inside. So I went from a woman who you know tries to move her body once in a while, will do a workout, you know, yoga almost every day, and just like the separation was the trying versus the being. Okay. In that moment, I shifted into someone who is someone who I am just someone who works out basically every single day. And I'm constantly intentionally strengthening my pelvic floor. Okay. So it's not just a fake it till you make it. It's a this is who I am. Okay. Another example, quick, is like someone who wants to be healthier. Okay, I can't eat that. I can't eat that. I'm trying to be healthier. I'm on a diet. You know, I'm like restricting myself. I can't do those things. And oh man, I should go to the gym. I should have gone to the gym already. Like, what am I doing? I should be at the gym. I should go to the gym 5 days a week. This is what I should be doing. You know, should is a common word in that situation when we're trying to fake it till you make it, right? We're trying. Okay. But it doesn't work. It's fucking exhausting. It doesn't work. It's a constant internal battle. But what would a healthy person do then? What would a healthy person do? A healthy person just automatically doesn't have junk food in her house. Automatically moves her body, fuels her body and her mind accordingly. Do you see the difference? Same as somebody who, you know, I'm a vegetarian. I've been a vegetarian for more than half of my life, way more than half of my life. And I don't go to the restaurant and look at the meat menu. I'm just not, I don't eat meat. And it's not that I like can't, but like I just choose not to. And that's just who I am. Okay, so do we see the difference between trying and like being? Okay, it's not a fake it till you make it. It's like, this is actually who I am. And if in that space, it is effortless. I'm saying that completely transparently. It is effortless because it's who I am. It's a decision. Yes. So if everyone's going out for ice cream, am I going to say, no, I can't eat ice cream? Fuck no. I'm going to say, if I want ice cream, I'm going to eat ice cream because I like ice cream sometimes. Right? But I have a very healthy relationship with ice cream. Okay. So the needing is repulsive, and the being is where the magic happens. 95% of manifestation, like we said yesterday, happens on the inside. It takes place on the inside, right? So I was talking with Andy the other day, and I was explaining the analogy of an iceberg. Like, you know, how everything is like underneath, you can't really see what's happening. That's like 95% of manifestation. And then it's like the 5% where it's actually physically manifesting and materializing. And he was like, actually, I feel like it's more like a volcano under the ocean, under the water, right? Yes. Neville Goddard is a good one. Don't let other people tell you who you are. Decide who you want to be and claim it. It's so powerful. So true. So true. So it's actually more like a volcano under the ocean. Okay, we're doing the inside work. And our old tendencies and ideas and identity will probably say, you should be doing more, you know, like, oh, you should have posted already today. You should blah, blah, blah. You should be working harder. Okay. And we start to think like, okay, I need to do more. I need to work harder. But actually, the internal work is the work. But like we talked about yesterday, the masculine and the feminine, we need to then take the action from a specific place with this new identity, unshakable identity, because we have our nervous system on our side and we can hold it. And one day, the volcano explodes and Hawaii is born. Okay, Hawaii is born. That is what we're working with here. All right. So first we be, then we do, we must take new action, and then we create the thing. But so many people will continue to drive up and down that road because they forget the first thing, making a decision. This is what I want, therefore I'm moving like this. And I will continue to make decisions like this. Okay, we get delusional. We get to be delusional, like everyone else would call it. But in my world, in our world, this is realistic. This is realistic, okay? We create the idea in our imagination. We give our energy to it. We bring it back to the 3D physical world that we live in, and we move accordingly. This doesn't make logical sense, but nothing about us does, okay? But you know what happens as a result through doing this? We quantum leap. We quantum leap, we collapse time, we create results that don't make sense. And I know yesterday we talked about like the burnout feeling, the feeling of like, oh, like fatigue of like, I've been living in the fourth dimension. I've been trying to manifest it. Like, it's just not happening. It's not coming. And then there was a comment around, you know, I know that mentorship is the thing that I'm missing. And absolutely it is, in my opinion, because you need to be able to hold it. We can't continue to drive on that road back and forth. We need to get to this space where we're absolutely unshakable. And I know you can do it alone. I believe in you. But I also know that you've been trying to do it alone for quite a while. Okay, so have you guys heard of the concept 10x is easier than 2x? Let me know in the chat. 10x is easier than 2x. I talk about this a lot in my world. Oh, you haven't? Oh my gosh, this is exciting. Well, I have spoken about it before, so maybe once we get going, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I know this. Okay, so masculine linear growth is 2x. If someone wants to 2x their results, they can figure it out. They can figure it out. But what do we not do as visionaries? We don't figure it out. Okay, so masculine growth, linear growth is like, okay, this is what I want. It feels achievable. With a little bit more stretch, I'm gonna like put the pin on the map and I'm gonna reverse engineer it and I'm gonna get to work. This is what, like, I'm gonna say 98% of the world does. This is the old model of how success is created. And this is where the belief comes from: work harder equals success. Masculine linear growth is a 2x, and it requires work. It's figuring it out. It's piecing it together. It's logic. It's force. It's doing, doing, doing. Okay, the 10x, this is where the magic happens. because the 10x is illogical. The 10x doesn't make sense. The 10x, let me know if you remember this now. The 10x requires a full and complete identity overhaul, a declaration, new standards. Okay, that's where the 10x is. You've heard me talk about Bob Proctor's A, B, and C type goals. This is a C type goal. These goals, these dreams, these desires, these are the ones that we rarely feel comfortable telling anyone about, except in this space. And yesterday, when we declared, this is what I want. Yes, I want those retreats. I want those masterminds. I want those millions. I want that impact. I want those first class seats. That is what I want. Most people are like, why? Why would you want that? Right? We want the books. We want the stages, the podcasts. We want to change lives. Regular people are in the masculine linear growth. They're in their own delusion. Of course they don't get it. Is this landing? The 10x requires an identity overhaul. And I'm like in the thick of learning this again and again and again and expanding my own perception around this, blowing my own mind every day. Holy crap, there's always more to understand and to actually receive, right? There's more to the puzzle. So, as a reflection, let me know how this is landing, you guys. How are you feeling? Get in the chat. What shall we talk about? What's coming up for you? This is your opportunity to ask anything, and then we're going to do some tapping. What's coming up? How are you feeling? We've talked about a lot together over these 2 days. And a lot of the concepts you already knew, right? A lot of this you already knew. If anything, this is reassurance that you're not alone. You're not alone. Feeling pretty good about my goals. I definitely look at things a new way. That's awesome. Love that so much. Okay. Keep sharing, you guys. What else is coming up? How are you feeling? The expand tapping method. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. Today, we're also going to do an expansive activating tapping that is going to help us to feel confident taking aligned action as the visionary, world-changing leader we are. Are we ready for this? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if you are ready for some tapping. Okay, still have fear, but it's not the same that it used to be. It's like, okay, I see you fear, but I'm doing it anyways. Yes, that's us being alchemists, right? Seeing that fear and being like, actually, I'm going to honor you. I'm going to love you, and I'm going to show you what's possible. And I'm going to see it like, oh my gosh, I'm going to see it as an opportunity to expand. Because if we don't feel fear, doesn't mean it means we're not growing. It means we're not creating new results. So the fear is like, yes, it is a sign on the side of the road being like, keep fucking going. Yes. Okay, let's do it. I'm going to stop screen sharing for a second, and then I'm going to screen share again after, just so you can see me properly and everyone on the replay, because I know there's some people who are new to tapping. Okay, so find a comfortable seat. Yes, Rose. I don't want to give too much space to what's rolling around in my head right now. Old tapes. I love that so much. I love that so much. And what I suggest is giving yourself, like I have like inner child quantum healing sessions and tappings, like giving yourself permission to look at it. Because again, like with the tapping method, the expand method, the whole premise is that we are freeing ourselves. And like with EFT in general, we are freeing ourselves from this old information. So when we're continuing, and a lot of people will tell you, just don't give it energy, it's almost like we're ignoring it, but I get what you're saying. But instead, I would love to suggest you like seriously look at it, write it out when you have some time, like write it out and actually be like, okay, hi dad, I see you there. I hear you in my head, still in my head, I love you so much and I'm ready to fly. Like I'm ready to create my own. And we can actually, when we write it out, we can free it from our body. And you can use the tapping, the venting and processing tapping to say, like, even though I'm feeling all these things, like I know that they're not my truths. Like I can see so clearly where they came from. I'm holding on to them for a lot of years and ready to let them go. And we can really just talk ourselves through it and release them out of our bodies and out of our experience. And you'll feel so much better and it'll start to get a lot lighter. But it's from there that we start to release, that we get to override. Okay, now I feel so light. I feel so good. This is where I'm going. And we tap it in. Okay, let's start by getting comfortable. Like I said, roll the shoulders up and back. Take a breath in through the nose and close your eyes. And then exhale through the straw. And then again, inhale. And exhale. Noticing how you're feeling. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. We're going to start by tapping on the top of the head. Okay, tapping along with me, repeating after me. I am deciding, eyebrows, that as I go into my day today, side of the eyes, I will be taking action. Under the eyes, as the visionary, world-changing, under the nose, illogical leader, under the mouth. I know I'm here to be. Collarbones. And although there's part of me under the arms who feels a little fear, under the chest, or even a lot, wrists, that's okay. Top of the head, because I know that this is where the magic happens. Eyebrows. And I'm so ready for the stretch. Out of the eyes. I can hold this. Under the eyes. I'm done trying to fit in. Under the nose. I'm done trying to figure it out. Under the mouth. I'm done trying to be someone I'm not. Collarbones. And frankly, under the arms. I'm done being realistic. Under the chest, because the life I know I'm here to live. Wrist points, the impact I know I'm here to make. Top of the head, the millions of dollars I know I'm here to create. Eyebrows will not come from being realistic. Out of the eyes, and I see this so clearly now. Under the eyes, and it feels, how does it feel? Underneath the nose, knowing that all I need to do under the mouth for this all to be my 3D reality, collarbones, is be me. Underneath the arms, unapologetically me. Under the chest, wild and free. Wrists and messy. Top of the head, illogical. Eyebrows, multi-dimensional. Side of the eyes, multi-passionate. Under the eyes, me. Under the nose, what a freaking relief. Under the mouth, and as I say this, collarbones, I can feel my nervous system calming down. Under the arms, knowing that I no longer have to figure anything out. Under the chest, I no longer need to make sense. Wrists or follow any rules. Top of the head, I get to be illogical. Eyebrows, this is my superpower. Side of the eyes, because I am an infinitely creative. Under the eyes, visionary woman. Under the nose, who is here to change the freaking world. Under the mouth, and when I take action, collarbones, I take it from the space of knowing. Under the arms, that there is no way I can fuck it up. Under the chest, my dreams are already manifesting. Wrists, I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. Top of the head, and in the future, eyebrows, all of these experiences I'm calling in. Side of the eyes, the impact. Under the eyes, the millions. Under the nose, the best-selling books. Under the mouth, the stages. Collarbones, the retreats. Under the arms will inevitably be mine. Under the chest, and this feels so exciting. Wrists, I feel so empowered. Top of the head and ready. Eyebrows to fully embrace. Out of the eyes, being a wild, visionary woman. Underneath the eyes, who doesn't need to make sense. And so it is. Bring one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Take a deep breath in, close your eyes. And slowly release through the straw. Notice how you're feeling. One more inhale through the nose. And nice and slow through the straw. Okay, open your eyes. When you're ready, I want you to share how you're feeling in the chat. How are you feeling? What came up for you? Did you notice any resistance? Of course, write it down. How are you feeling? What a relief knowing we don't need to figure it out. We don't need to know how. We don't need to follow the rules. We don't need to color in the lines, any of the things. And so this gets to be, yes, lots of yawning. It felt empowering and calming. Possibilities are abundant, which is contrary to how I usually feel. That's huge. That's where it starts. This is possible. Wow. This is possible for me. Oh my gosh. That's seriously, that's massive. Okay. Because then that's us starting to move from wanting into knowing, right? Oh my gosh, it could be possible for me. A language I love to use is like, what if? What if it was? What if you did know? What if I did know? What if I could have that? It's amazing. Oh, whatever. Right? What if? I love that. That'd be nice. We start to help our mind get behind our desires and see them as possible. Okay. So I know you guys are calling in all of these beautiful experiences, this impact, this legacy, essentially. And we're here with this common vision and mission. Like we have got work to do. We have spent a long time. Yeah, what else is possible? Awesome. I love that. I also really like it's this or something better. Like it's this when we're looking at our desires and our goals, it's this or something even better. Like universe, surprise me. I'm open to it. And that lets us let go of that, like even like attachment in any way. It's this or something even better. Okay. So we have these visions, we have these desires, and we have been living in some ways the opposite for quite a while, right? So I want to ask you guys some questions. How long have you known you're here to change lives? I know that you guys live with me. It's not something new. You're like, I was born a leader. Yes, forever. This, oh my gosh, this. And I can assume that everyone on the replay, just like yesterday, how we were all of us, every single one of us was like, I want that too. I want that too. Yes, we need to claim it and understand and realize this is not anything new. Okay, we're here to change lives. We're here to break the cycle. We're here to break even like generational cycles of limitation and lack. Feel that. Isn't that incredible? So, how long have you been frustrated by your current results? We're going to go over, guys, again. So, if you need to jump off, you can. But, like, if you can, stay on because this is the best part. So, how long have you been frustrated by your current results? Yes. So, when something happens that's not great, I've learned to say, what's good about this? I don't know, is I don't know yet. It's good to question your thoughts. Yes, absolutely. I also see it as opportunity, right? If something doesn't go as planned, in the moment, you're like, what in the world? You're like, okay, I have more information now. That's what I don't want. Now I have more clarity as to what I do want, right? Huge. So it's been a while that we have been in this kind of limbo space, driving the car up and down the road, right? We haven't made a decision. You know now how to make a decision. Okay. You know what happens after you make the decision. The how is honestly not what's holding you back. The logistics of the back end of how to set up your CRM with your business is not what's holding you back. Trust me. It's your fear of being seen. It's your fear of showing up on social media. It's your fear of being judged. But that's old information now, right? So, are you ready to show yourself what's possible? Are you ready to trust yourself? Let yourself fully express as the visionary woman who doesn't make sense. Are you ready to heal? Are you ready to heal? Because I know as visionaries, it can be easy for us to say, I'm not ready yet. I have healing to do. I affirm yes. Yes. Are we ready to let go of the old stories around not knowing and just make a decision and recognize that making a decision is the thing that will unlock the entire map going forward, making the decision. So we're letting go of the stories. We're letting go of not being ready. And we're more than ready, right? I'm feeling good about my progress. I'm ready for more, but I'll say I'm doing good. As I'm doing by, yes, I'm due to the default design course I told you, all the work I put into myself, which is an easy work. Yes, amazing. That's awesome. The question is, are you ready for expansive work? Are you ready for next level work? Okay, so the only thing, like we talked about yesterday, we know what we are here to do. We know that we are ready, and we know that the thing that has been missing for a lot of us is community of visionary women. Because when we are in community and we are together, the rising tide lifts all boats, and it does so really fast. Okay. And the community piece and the mentorship to hold you even higher, because it's one thing to do the things that feel easy. It's one thing to do the things on your own that, we both know you're doing the work. I'm not saying you're not. All of us here are very conscious, very aware, very intentional. We are changing the world already. But the question is, are you ready to go bigger? Are you ready to go bigger? And are you ready to do so in community with other women, visionary leaders just like you? So that one day turns into, holy shit, it's happening now. Because you not just take new action, but you take new action and you hold it. Because can we all agree that that has been the missing piece? I realized this not too long ago, actually. The missing piece is not that I don't know how or I'm missing something. The missing piece is that I need to be able to hold this. And that is what community, like-minded community, expansive community, that is what mentorship, that is what guidance and support is, for sure. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to share something with you. Can I invite you into my world? And I am obsessed with what I'm about to share with you. Okay, you are the first ones to hear about it, and you have the opportunity to get inside as a founder, which means you have a discounted rate. Okay. So I want to show you what it is. And I'm so excited. Pack your bags. We're taking this thing to the moon. Like, nothing about this makes sense. Nothing inside is anything else I've seen on the internet. I'm going to say that completely transparently because I made it up. Okay. When we make things up, we originate them. We are in our own league. We are in our own league. We don't fit into any niche, and there is nothing even remotely similar. When we create it and originate it from the inside, meaning that we're not looking side to side, seeing what everyone else is doing. Yes, of course, educating yourself is amazing. We need education. We get to learn from each other. We get to receive coaching and mentorship. But I created this from wisdom and from my own experiences. And that's what I show you how to do as well, right? Is that when we originate it from the inside out, we are in our own freaking league and we get to make the sweetest places on the internet today. Okay. So I want to introduce you to a brand new illogical opportunity for the visionary woman who's ready to fly. Like, it's not this like, yeah, I'm taking the steps and I'm doing the things and I'm expanding myself and I'm tapping every day. It's like, holy shit, I'm scared. Because what is scared? Yes, there's still a missing piece. What does it mean when we are scared? What does it mean when we feel the fear? What does it mean when we're shaking in our boots? It means we're in the middle of a freaking quantum leap. Okay. The quantum leap. We're in the middle of the quantum leap. That's what that fear means. It means that we are becoming a version of us we've never been before. Period. That's what the fear means. That's what it means to be shaken in your boots. Okay, so this is a brand new 6-month mastermind for wild visionaries. Okay, so you know what it feels like to be surrounded by people who don't get it. Trust me. Like, if I go into spaces now and I was in a coaching container and I was like, really? Like, really? Is this what we're talking about right now? You get it. Like, we all get it. As visionaries, like, I have a private client right now who tells me on every single call, she's like, I'm just so freaking grateful that you speak my language, that I don't have to explain my wild, messy, illogical, like, multidimensional thoughts and feelings and dreams and desires with you. I don't have to question myself. I get to fully speak my truth and be held by a visionary who gets it. Okay. So you know how it's like, what it's like to be surrounded by people who don't get it. And this in life and in business, right? They tell you that you don't make sense. You say things and you have to like explain yourself. Okay. You should be realistic. Even people say, go get a real job. Somebody ever told you that? People tell me that. People have told me that before. Go get a real job. Stop being so crazy. You don't make sense. Be quiet. Don't offend people. Right? So you saw yesterday what happens when visionary women like us gather. Magic happens. That's what happens. We create this vortex of energy around us. We amplify our magnetism and we open the channel for infinite creative energy to flow through. We become unshakable. When we are together, we become unshakable because we are no longer alone. When the contrast shows up, we have sisterhood. We have high level mentorship from another, like I said, multidimensional visionary who gets it and knows exactly how to support you, how to lead you through the contrast and to hold you even higher. Okay. So this is the mastermind, but it's so much more than just a mastermind. It's a revolution. Like if you have been in a mastermind setting before, I've been in masterminds before where it's literally like group coaching. Like you come on the call once a week and you're like bringing your questions and then the coach is just like answering the questions. That's not a mastermind. I'm sorry, but that is not a mastermind. Okay. And so for a long time, I actually put off bringing this to life. And it's because I was telling myself a lot of stories. And I came to the realization about 2 weeks ago that I was like, you know what? I'm going to call in the visionary, wild, and free woman that I know I'm here to lead, that I know I'm here to rise with. And I'm going to create the space for these visionaries on the internet today, not later, now. Okay. And so this is a revolution, I call it. It is a revolution of visionary women declaring their expansion, declaring that everything they've been calling in for so long is theirs, is theirs. Okay. And that is huge. They're declaring, we're declaring that this is ours now, not later. And then they're deeply committed to being that expanded version of themselves every single day. And in a mastermind, this is like a close proximity space where we come full, raw, and real. It's not a group coaching call. It's not. You come and you share like what's actually happening. What are you going through? And we talk about, we talk about things. This is kind of the vibe inside. We talk about things like, you know, where am I limiting myself? What am I not seeing? In other words, we come to the table saying, expand me, right? Expand me, shine light on the things that I am not noticing myself right now. We bring the old ideas, we bring the things to the table that we know we are no longer here for. And we, in this space, receive permission if we need it to release it, to let it go, and a reminder of what we're actually here to do. So we're going to be taking feminine energetics and next level identity and bringing it together with masculine action and identity-based strategies. This is not just a woo-woo, let's sit around and manifest our best fucking life. This is, okay, who do you need to be and where are you holding back? How can we go even bigger? How can we lean in even more, turn the dial up even more so that you feel the fear and you feel the stretch and you rise to meet it? And how can we work with your nervous system to regulate that being your new normal? Because that is how we actually hold new results. So no more of this linear, I'm working on it. It's no, I'm actually going to quantum leap and jump myself. Okay, so we have, like I said, weekly calls together. We have private group chat for integration, community, sisterhood, bonus coaching, because you guys know I love to talk. And then you also get free range of the Rise Academy course vault. So anything that has happened before this time, okay, all past programs and courses. And I also will show you a few of those. We have the abundance challenge. I know some of you are already in that, which we've been talking about this whole time. You get that, 22 bucks. Awesome. You also get access to Expand for the whole 6 months, which is my tapping membership, where we have a ever-growing library of tappings. And we also have an ever-growing library of, this is like where the course vault is for Rise Academy. We have like trainings and what do we want to say, lessons in there. And then also we meet 2 times a month live for group coaching. So these are bonus calls. You don't need to feel overwhelmed by like, oh my gosh, I need to do all of this. You don't. You absolutely don't. I'm just showing you what you have access to and what you can utilize if you choose to. Okay. So the 2 times a month live group coaching is basically Q&A, where you get to come in and ask like logic questions about your business. What are you doing? How can I, show up better in my content? Like, we can bounce ideas around. It usually turns into a bit of a mastermind vibe where everyone gets involved in the conversation, right? And then this is what I'm really excited for is Scale. You get access into Scale. Scale is like, I feel like my baby right now. I'm going through the first cohort of it live right now. This is a freaking revolution in amongst itself. I've never seen anything like it. Like I said on the internet today, never. Okay. So it is 3 months of learning how to scale your business with your nervous system on your side, basically. Okay. It is the first month, is the whole month is regulating your nervous system and expanding your perceptions to perceive more as possible and to hold it. And then we are now on this week was week 5. And we are starting to expand our vision like we talked about yesterday. And then, of course, there's going to be content, actual logistics, but I'm not giving framework and like masculine strategies that are going to contain you. I'm not holding you back. I'm going to give you some offerings, some opportunities to learn how to best maximize your content, how to use your message and your unique voice to speak directly to your ideal client and to call them in, how to amplify your magnetism, all of these things using your feminine energy and having so much freaking fun as you launch your programs, as you build out your entire business from the vibe of where you're going, because you're not just starting a business. You're not just scaling a business. You're leading a freaking revolution. Okay. Sit with that for a second. Like, you're leading a revolution. There's got to be a vibe. And that's what so many people miss. So many people are like, yeah, just start your business, launch your first program and sell the shit out of it. And it's dead. It falls flat because no one's here to just go and take one program. We want to go on a journey together. And that's what we get to create. And that's what I teach you in Scale. Okay. The price just went up and it is freaking nuts. Like, it is so good. I'm very proud of Scale. And like I said, we're on week 5 of the first cohort. So you will get access to the recordings, but you will also be able to be in the live cohort that starts in May. So that's awesome. Right in time for spring, running into summer there. It's 3 months. And inside Scale, we have weekly live calls and integration calls. So half the call is a lesson, half the call is an integration. And then we have a group chat and for integration and things like that. Lots of bonus content. It is an incredible program. All right, are you ready for the next one? Iconic is starting in April, and it is all about creating content that is scroll stopping, that converts without following the rules. So this is about unleashing your voice, allowing yourself to dig into creative flow as a visionary and actually amplifying your voice and saying what you want to say unapologetically. And this is going to require us to get scared, to get scared and to be able, and as well, to hold it, to expand our nervous system, to be able to hold it. Okay. How's this feeling, you guys? Is this exciting? I think this is very exciting. Like, I obsess over things like this. I'm just showing you a little bit of what is already available and what is coming. Okay. In the next 6 months, I don't know what's coming. I have no clue. But all I do know is these things that I'm sharing with you are either already materialized or already coming. Like, this one's going to be in May. Okay. Quantum wealth is a wealth, money, self-worth, so that you can actually Yes, I'm obsessed, right? So you can heal your money story and actually become a vibrational match to wealth and expand your capacity to receive, because money is so much more than just an exchange. It is an opportunity to expand. Okay, so fun. So we have this one, and then the quantum leap with $3,173 in bonuses. An all access pass to all micro programs well inside, which means that anything that happens in the next 6 months, programs, courses, classes, you get access to that, which is pretty sweet. It's basically like an all access pass. Usually, this is going to be 4,444, but you guys get in at Founders for 48 hours and you can join for 444 for 6 months. So it's a payment plan, or you can pay in full. And this is so exciting. Okay. You're saving like $1,777 by being a founder, and you're getting over 3,173 in bonuses. So, I mean, $444 US a month. Does it expand you? It's a question, right? Does it expand you? My intention is that it does expand you. And I actually hesitated on the price point for this because I want it to expand you. I don't want you, I don't want this to be a no brainer. I don't want you to think, yeah, no brainer. Oh my gosh, I'm in. That's it. I'm in. Easy. That's not what I'm here for. That's not what we're here for. If I priced it at a no brainer price point, which I kind of think I did, I am depriving you from the first transformation. And the first transformation is actually the investment. That is the first transformation. Once you invest in yourself in a way that scares your socks off, you fucking change. You are effective immediately, not the version of you were before. So if you are someone who feels expanded by $444 a month US, amazing. Use it as a tool to declare to yourself, this is it. If not, I suggest you wait until regular price because I want you to expand. I do not want any of this to be a no-brainer. Okay, I specifically created it to be a high-level space that holds you to your freaking highest. Okay, we're going to have conversations inside that are not normal. They are not average in any way. I'm pretty sure you know this by now. Okay, if you've been calling in this community, visionaries like you, an opportunity to expand surrounded by other visionary women that get it, welcome into Quantum Leap, the Quantum Leap. This is so exciting. So if you're like, okay, I'm shaking in my boots, use this as an opportunity to expand, because this is a declaration that you are not going back. You're the fucking road. You cannot not make a decision, right? Once you are in, you are in. You are in the car. You've got a map this time. You know exactly where you're going, with some deviance, of course, because we are visionaries and we know that knowing all the information is fucking boring. So, of course, we don't know exactly all the details, but we're leaving it up to the universe. But we know the direction we're heading in. We've got the map. We've got the mentorship. We've got the community. We've got the people who are going to hold us to our freaking highest. And we are making decisions like this. Okay. Do you feel that? So fun. The link to join is here. Like I said, the sales page I made in about 10 minutes. So it's there. I will go back to it and shift it as the time goes by, right? But you can go to the jocelyndawn.com/TQL mastermind. It will also be in your email with the recordings and the integration homework. You guys, I want to remind you of the giveaways before we close out today. You have all been absolutely incredible live with me here. And I know there's a ton of you watching on the replay. Like, I am obsessed with you. And I know that this is resonating with you. And I know that we are going to change the freaking world together, like in ways that like normal people don't understand. They can't understand. They can't grasp it. Okay. So the giveaways that I mentioned, and they're also on the replays page. The first one was to share the share graphic to your stories. And then you get automatically unlock an entire day inside Telegram with me. Okay, so this is basically like we can start the conversation with anything, life, business, where you're at, where you want to go, what's in the middle. Let's talk about it. Let's talk through it. If you want to talk logistics, CRM, anything, I can help you. I can support you. And I like it. That's a beautiful opportunity. We send audios back and forth, audio recordings back and forth, and take advantage of that just to share the share graphic, because I am going to keep the recordings up. Just so you know, like come back, listen, re-listen, and re-listen again, because there's always going to be something more that you can take away. And I'm still like welcoming people in to catch the replays, and I am going to continue to do so for at least a few more days publicly, and then it'll still be live on the back end. Okay. So that's the first one. So again, if you know anyone who needs this information, like share this with them, get them in. It'd be ideal if you gave them the link to register for the masterclass, which is linked on the giveaway or the replays page, just so that I can properly support them on the back end and that they receive the right emails and things like that. Okay. And then the second one was to show up live and take part in the conversation both days. And you guys, surprise, surprise, you get access into a secret offer coming soon. So I will take note of those of you that were live with me and stay tuned, because that is happening. And then the last one I mentioned was the testimonial. So I put this in there last night on the replays page. And what you need to do is share a testimonial. How did this land for you? What shifted? Like, how do you feel? Like all the things. How do you feel knowing that you're not alone? So I want you to join our private community on Telegram if you have not already. That is where I put it's kind of like behind the scenes. You're the first to know about everything. It is like our VIP community over there, totally free. Come hang out with us. I know it's another app, but trust me, I did it on purpose because it is very nice and organized. Okay. And it's pretty. So I want you to shout it from the rooftops inside there, so that, and then as a gift, I'm going to actually host a group coaching session. Okay. It's where you can ask your questions, you can integrate, you can connect with other visionaries, you can come off mute, and let's just hang out. And like, it's such a vibe. Okay. And then finally, if you do all three of them, you get a discount on the Quantum Leap as a founder, which means your first payment is 333 US. I did a voice note inside my community this morning. Actually, it was inside, I'm pretty sure it was inside the free community, actually, talking about how, like, what was the voice note I was even going to say? I'm pretty sure it was the one I was talking about, money being an expander, like it's an opportunity to shift and expand. I can't even remember what I was just going to say, to be honest. Wild squirrel. But this is an opportunity to go bigger than you ever have before, is basically what I'm trying to say. If you feel called to stretch, the door is open, and you are welcome to send me a message if you have any questions. If you want to jump on a short call first, let's do it. Let's chat about it. If you need any clarity on anything we talked about, send me a direct message. I'm happy to chat. And yeah, let's do this thing. Are you ready to fly? I am celebrating each and every one of you, and I am holding you to your freaking highest. I want to express so much gratitude for each of you for being here with me live and also on the replay. You guys mean the world to me. And like you are home. Okay, you are home. This is where we fly together. We don't make sense. We don't need to follow the rules. We don't need to figure anything out. We don't even know how. And we make freaking magic happen. All right. I can't wait to see you inside. And again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. So good to see you all. And let's do this. See you soon.